Hi guys! Today we're back on the Xbox with the lawn and landscape business. I'm at the shop early on this Friday morning. Overnight we had a huge windstorm come through the town and I got a few calls for some tree cleanup, so I moved a few things around in our schedule here and I did pick up a rental that we'll be getting on the way to the first job. One of the customers did call and said that a tree fell on their pickup, so I think we'll start at her house, get that cleaned up before we move on to a few others for tree removals. And I think a few people want some tall trees removed after the windstorm last night here. So today we have two crews going out. I'm going to be taking the international dump truck. I'm going to go pick up a wood chipper. We're also going to be taking the Lizard 863 to help us on out because some of the logs are pretty big and we just can't do it by hand. So we'll get this loaded up and then we'll all head on out into the jobs. If you end up liking today's video, please hit the like button, it's much appreciated, and it lets me know you guys want to see more on the Xbox, which you guys have been asking for quite some time, and I've been adding it to my schedule here. But we'll hop in the dump truck. We're going to be filling this up with not only wood chips, but we'll also put some logs in the back of this, and then when we unload it, we should be all set. It's easy to kind of sort out once we do get it unloaded. But I just rented a Vermeer chipper. It's going to be a lot easier if we could chip some of the brush, some of the branches, then it's going to be to load kind of each of them into the back of the truck here. So let's go pick that up at the local auto garage. I do rent quite a few things from them, so they gave us a discount for being a returning customer. So I think for the entire day it was $400, which I think is a pretty fair deal. And we should be all set there, so you guys can see it's a smaller one, not one of the huge ones. That's like a tandem axle chipper, but it should do the job for us today, which is great because I like taking on tree work here. It pays really well, and usually after storms we have cleanups and things like we're doing today. Like I mentioned, guys, the first property is going to be for a tree that fell on a truck, and the customer said that it was a brand new truck, and oh boy, guys, that sure does look like one expensive truck. Hopefully we can get this all cleaned up for them here. So they said it fell last night in the storm, and they also want this tree right here, this birch tree, to also be kind of removed, so we'll be doing that. But wow, guys, a Lizard F350 diesel that looks to be a dually. So this is upwards of $100,000 pickup truck, and we have a tree on top of it here. So this is definitely probably not what they hoped for after a storm like that. But hey, I'm going to grab the chainsaw here. We are going to get right to it because we have so many of these to get cleaned up today. So we got the Stihl chainsaw. This thing starts pretty easily, which is awesome here. Hopefully there's not too much damage, maybe some damage to the roof, but we'll have to take a look at it, and they're gonna have to see if they could get that fixed and things like that. But we should be able to put all this through the chipper. It's not too big of a tree, and we do need to kind of cut some of these branches. Let's see if we get this piece up off the truck. Great. And I think we could probably even leave the branches on that one there. But why don't we cut this one down while we're at it, because that wood chipper is so loud. I only really like to get it turned on when we are ready to go. That way we don't have to kind of keep returning it on, wearing out the starter on that, and we should be good right about there. Luckily, the car that was driving by waited until after we kind of cut this to kind of pass on by. Getting the chipper fired up, we should be all set, ready to go. It's going to go right into the bed of the truck. Now, usually you have kind of a tree truck here that kind of helps pick up some of the debris from kind of flying all over, but hey, we'll make work with it. And look at that, guys. It's going right on in and into the back of the truck. Sweet. That's working out great. So we are just kind of going to keep on going here. There's quite a few branches. And then we'll also leaf blow the driveway to kind of clean up any of the sawdust from the chainsaw. The wood chipper is doing this no problem. I mean, this is a super long branch, even with some of the leaves and kind of bark still on it, and it's doing a good job here. Sometimes, like this one, I just have to kind of readjust it for the little conveyor right at the start to kind of keep on having it slide right on in. And look at that, sweet! So we are all done with this job here. So I'm going to leave the driveway. I'm going to get paid, and we are going to head to the next one where we're going to be removing a pretty big tree, and our helper should be there with a skid steer ready to go. We're all set to the next job here. That took about 45 minutes, guys. Doing tree work is pretty profitable. Like I mentioned earlier, we were there 45 minutes, and that is a lot of money here. Now, I think if we kind of keep taking on more tree work, I want to see if we could find some sort of bucket truck. I think that would be really handy. And I also want to pick up one of the wood chippers. We'll probably go with almost this Vermeer. I've rented this several times. This looks like a really good model for us, so we'll have to consider that as well here. I want to make sure we're going down the right street. I think it's going to be the next block over from where we are here. There should be a tree down in the yard. Oh yeah, we could see it from here. Like I mentioned, it's just all tree cleanup today. We'll be cleaning up this tree that fell, but we will also be taking this one down. Guys, this is super tall. This is like 45-50 feet. Luckily, we have the skid steer because this is a super big tree. We can't really pick this up, but this definitely will be dropping off at the sawmill in places like that. But hey, we'll get out the chainsaw. I think it's probably best for us to get this one cleaned up, and then we'll work on this tall one. That way, there's enough room for the skid steer to move around. We could actually see where kind of the tree bark completely split and broke off from that, but we got that all cleaned up. The chipper, like I mentioned, is the way to go for those smaller ones there, but we'll get out the chainsaw, guys. We want this to kind of fall right down the yard. We don't want it to fall on the house or even go in the roadway, so hopefully we do a good enough job with this here. But let's get the chainsaw on the big tree. Timber! Sweet, that fell perfectly, not too close to the house and kind of right alongside the roadway here for us. Now we want these about 8-foot pieces, so we'll try to do that and we'll go the full length here. What I'm actually thinking, guys, is we could probably put about half this tree in the chipper, so the other half we're just gonna load up into 8-foot pieces into the bed of the Chevy is what we're gonna do here. That way it's a little bit easier, and we could charge a little bit of a higher dump fee for selling the wood chips in the trucks. That is what we'll do, and this will be a little bit easier. I'm actually going to bring this over to a friend that has a sawmill as well, so that's what we'll do here. But yeah, this will work out great, and this is a 10-foot bed, so it's going to be really helpful getting that few extra feet from a regular pickup truck. Having a grapple like this, guys, is awesome. It's like having a thumb on a excavator. It is just so handy here, and it really does help us on out. If we had to kind of cut these small enough to pick up by hand, we would have been here a few extra hours. So this definitely does save us quite a bit of time here. But guys, we're about almost done with this job. The last of this, I'm just going to put through the chipper here. But hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of fun. Get into some tree work here in FS25. Get into run the skid steer and also the new Vermeer chipper. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and subscribe for more.